What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Locked In Sports, bringing you my five best bets for today, Saturday, March 30th in the NBA. Got a smaller slate of games today, but I think got five picks that I really like, and I'm hoping you will too. And before we hop into those picks, gotta hop into the recap. Before I hop into the recap, I just want to say that if you're watching these videos a lot, if you're making good money off them, which let's be fair, I know you are because we have a great record here on the channel, then consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel, helps YouTube know that you guys like the content I'm making, and it helps you out because it lets you get notified when new videos drop. And I'm trying to drop these videos earlier so you guys have access to good lines before they change. They tend to do so overnight. And yeah, so with that out of the way, let's hop into a recap of yesterday's picks. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. Like I said, I'm getting this video out a lot earlier than usual, and so the games are still going on. I only know the outcome of four of our picks right now. I have good guesses about the others, but for the four that I do know, went 2-2 on them. We had Jalen Duren for over 12 and a half rebounds, over 12 rebounds, sorry. Cleared it easily. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what the line was. He got 17. Killed this like we knew he would. And we had Nick Richards for over 9.5 points. He had 12. Great line. Great pick. Yeah. Paul George, we had him for over 21.5 points. He'd been doing really well recently and just fell off today. I only watched the first quarter of that game, but he was 1 for 6 on shooting. Just not looking good. He ended with 12. And we also took Pascal Siakam for over 22.5. That one hurt. He landed on 22 exactly. He was the leading scorer on his team. Yeah, what are you going to do about it? He had a great run in the second half. Looked like he was going to beat this line, but I mean, he was the leading scorer. He was getting the looks, and the Pacers won and scored really well, so they were just passing the ball a lot, giving a lot of guys action, which is unfortunate for us, but hey, still had a good day because, though I don't know the outcome of the other three games yet, John Collins has 10 points in the first quarter. He's looking like he's going to crush his line at 14.5. Yusuf Nurkic only has 5 points. We had him for under 10.5, and it's the fourth quarter. I definitely think those two picks are hitting. Nikola Jovic, that one might not. Probably won't. The Heat game is winding to a close, and Jovic only has 5 points. We had him for over 7.5. He only played 17 minutes. Wild. His lowest minutes, I think, in a good while. He had 31 in his most recent game. I know this was a blowout, but even then, to only play 17 minutes for one of your starters is wild. I'm not going to get too upset about it because I believe John Collins and Yusuf Nurkic hit, which it looks like they will. We have a 4-3 day. That's a winning day. I'll take that. With that all out of the way, let's hop into the picks. For my first pick of the day, I'm looking at the Boston Celtics, and I'm looking at Jayson Tatum for over 26.5 points. The Celtics lines all looked really weirdly low to me today, and I like taking Jayson Tatum here because he's averaging 30.6 in his last 10. And he dropped 28 on the Pelicans previously. Looks a good spot to back him. And he's over in 4 of his last 5 games. And the one game he missed, he had 26. He was a point below this line. So it's not like we're risking him just fumbling completely and having an off day. He hasn't been having any off days recently. I like backing him here. He's been doing great recently. It's a weirdly low line, so I'm taking advantage of it. And I'm taking Jayson Tatum for over 26.5 points. For my next pick, staying with the same team, staying with the Celtics, hopping over to Derek White for over 13.5 points. Why? He's been going crazy recently, way above this line. He's been averaging 18.9 over his last 10, and he dropped 17 on the Pelicans previously. And most importantly, he's over this in his last 5. 5 of 5. Yeah. You guys know if I see someone who's over this line, over their line, in 5 straight, I can't help but take him. And I didn't take Derek White previously. I left him in the cutting room floor picks on a recent video, and he did go over his line, and kind of beat myself up for not putting that in the main section because I did like the pick. I'm not making the same mistake. Derek White is over this in 5 straight. I'm easily locking in Derek White for over 13.5 points. Next up, I'm taking a player from the Bucks, and it's Malik Beasley for over 13.5 points. He's been averaging 14.4 over his last 10, and he averages 17 against Atlanta. Great spot. He's over in 3 of his last 5, but most importantly, Dame is out. Damian Lillard is not playing for personal reasons, and all the Milwaukee Bucks lines are raised except for Malik Beasley. His is still low, and he's the other guard. I see him getting a lot more looks, a lot more action. He's going to be the lead guard in this game. And of all the Bucks, I just like him the most to go over his points line. So I'm locking in Malik Beasley for over 13.5 points. For this next pick, I'm going to the Hawks, and I'm taking a player who's been on a tear recently, looking like one of the best in the league, and I don't think that's an understatement. It's Dejounte Murray for over 26.5 points. He's been averaging 28 over his last 10, and he averages 22.5 against Milwaukee on the season. But he hasn't matched up against Milwaukee since December when he went over this line, and his one matchup before that was in October. Forever ago, the Hawks were a different team. Trae Young was still healthy, and Dejounte Murray was not playing like he is now. He's been over this in 4 of his last 5 games. He's been going crazy. He just dropped 44 last night. In his previous game, and come on. It's a great bet. He's been going crazy recently. I'm easily locking in Dejounte Murray for over 26.5 points. For this next pick, I'm sticking with the Hawks. I'm taking another points line. It's Clint Capella for over 11.5 points. He's been averaging 13 over his last 10 above this line, and he averages 13 against the Bucks, but same deal with Murray. He did that forever ago. Back in December and October when the Hawks were a completely different team. I think Capella's been doing a lot better recently, and the stats back it up because he's over this line in 5 straight games. Yeah, we got 2 bets today with players who have gone over their line in 5 straight. This is why I wanted to get the video out. I don't want to give these lines time to change before you guys have an opportunity to bet on them because this is such a good spot to back Clint Capella. He's over in 5 straight. He's not going under. This is a lock. Clint Capella for over 11.5 points. All right, those are my 5 best bets for today, Saturday, March 30th in the NBA. Now, I want to hand out my cutting room floor picks. Don't have too many today. If you're new here, I do a lot of research for these videos, put in a few hours every day for them, and I dig up a lot of picks that I like. Not all of them make it into my top 5, 6, 7, however many I want to put in the main section for the day, but there's still picks that I like, that I endorse, and if you need something to add to a parlay, you just like the player, or you were thinking about taking the pick anyway, got some extra for you here. I'll rattle them off real quick. I got Jaylen Brown for over 21.5 points. He's been averaging 27.3 over his last 10. He dropped 22 on the Pelicans previously, and he's over this in 3 of 5. He had 21 points in his one miss. 21 points in one of his misses over his last 5 games. So right at this line, I just think his average recently is really high compared to what this line is at. So I like backing him here. Didn't make it to the main section just because I'm already taking Jayson Tatum and Derek White for points. I already think they're both in great spots. I think they're better Celtics picks than Jaylen Brown. But I still like the pick for him. I also like Chris Middleton for over 5 rebounds. He's been averaging 6.6 over his last 10, and he grabbed 5 against the Hawks previously. And he's over this in 4 of his last 5. Yeah, Middleton's just doing a better job of grabbing rebounds recently. That over in last 4 of 5 really made me want to jot this pick down because I like it a lot. But that is all of my cutting room floor picks today. Normally have a lot more, but there's only lines out for 2 games right now as I'm recording this. So, yeah, that's all I got for you. As always, if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. It really does help out the channel. It helps out the growth. YouTube has been being pretty generous to me recently. And how much they're recommending and putting out my video, which is really sweet to see. Views are going up, and yeah, thank you guys for subscribing and liking, commenting, and making that happen. And Leave your picks and parlays down in the comment section below. I love knowing what you guys are taking. I love sweating out those bets with you. Just really makes the NBA more fun to watch for me. So, yeah. Thank you guys again for all the support here on the channel. It's been really overwhelming. Kind of at a loss for words for all of it. But, yeah. As always, have a good one, and let's make some money.